All right, folks, welcome back to Late Night Live. Tonight's not your average news cycles. Tonight, we're talking about a billionaire tech founder who's holding an actual Antichrist seminar in San Francisco. That's right, Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal, founder of none other than Palantir. He's a gay Christian, he says, political kingmaker. He's literally running a lecture series titled The Antichrist, Free Will, Miracles, Time, and Love. Now, you tell me why one of the most powerful billionaires in Silicon Valley is hosting private lectures about the Antichrist while simultaneously wiring up the U.S. government with surveillance AI. Answer that. Tonight, I'll be connecting the dots. Thiel, Elon Musk, J.D. Vance, Palantir, the technocracy, and the red heifer sacrifice in Israel, prophetic marker people have waited nearly 2,000 years to see. Strap in because this one is heavy. Okay. Now, yes, this is real. 4-part series, Sundays in September and October at the Commonwealth Club. Now, off the record, no recordings, invite only. He's calling it Antichrist, Free Will, Miracles, Time, and Love. Why? This isn't just your casual book club. Peter Thiel has been obsessed with theology and prophecy for years. He's a student of René Girard, the French thinker, about scapegoats and violence. He's taught openly about democracy is falling and technology is the future. Now, combine that with the title Antichrist, and tell me that doesn't set off alarms. Now, we have a couple clips here of Peter Thiel talking about these things. Check it out.
And it's kind of not a deus ex machina, but it's like a daemonium ex machina. It's like the Antichrist just gives these hypnotic speeches where nobody can remember a word, and then sort of just swindles people's souls out of them, and they submit to this totalitarian state or something like this. And I think if we were to speculate on how to solve that plot hole, we have an answer in the world after 1945, that people are in 1900, early 20th century, people were not yet scared of apocalyptic weapons. They could not imagine. This is sort of where my speculative thesis is that if the Antichrist were to come to power, it would be by talking about Armageddon all the time. And
Peter Thiel, the Antichrist would talk about Armageddon all the time. He'd scare people and then offer to save them.
Yes, it's the 1 Thessalonians 5:3. The slogan of the Antichrist is peace and safety. And so, which is nothing wrong with peace and safety, but you have to sort of imagine that it resonates very differently in a world where the stakes are so absolute, where the stakes are so extreme, where the...
Now, the thing is he like forecasting or giving a soft launch to what his proposed thing is? Because he talks about it all the time. If you look back, sorry, not that one. One, he's one of the guys, this is back from 2018. He built a apocalypse in New Zealand. Okay. He talks about this June 6, 2025. Peter Thiel talks Antichrist coming totalitarian system is in resurface interview, right? He talks about these things quite a bit. May 29, 2025, Peter Thiel's vision of apocalypse is AI, the Antichrist. And obviously he's holding a doggone seminar. And just before I go further, I talked last night about Gavin Newsom. Look at old Gavin. He is the people that rule the country. Got to be on the lookout. Even Putin, he says all Satan worshipers will be sent to jail. Russia has recently banned international Satanism movement. So when we talk about the spiritual realm, and a lot of my videos have been focused on this lately because I think it's in closing. Peter Thiel, Palantir, is talking about this as well. The guy who's pretty much trying to run, and we're going to get into it, the government. Now, let's lay some scripture down for a minute, put it on the table, because too many people talk about Antichrist without ever reading the book. If you look at 2 Thessalonians 2, 3, and 4, okay, Paul calls him the man of lawlessness who exalts himself above every god and even sits in the temple of God, proclaiming himself to be God. Creator of AI. Revelation 13, John describes the beast, receives worship, controls buying and selling, global system of power. I just did a video about this other day about the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast in layman terms is nothing more than an economic system, okay? A financial system. You can't buy or sell. You won't be able to work because it's going to be something that you have to show your allegiance to the beast being the Antichrist. Look at 1 John 2:18. It says plainly, many antichrists have come, but one final figure is coming. What that talks about, and Peter Thiel talks about, is there's many types. He talked about in this interview, there's many types of Antichrist, right? Nero, so on. You talk about all these people throughout history that are types. Look at Daniel 11:37. This is where people get the line, he shall have no regard for the desire of women. Some read that as not attracted to women, okay? Others say it means he rejects all gods, including what women revered. So when folks say the Antichrist would be homosexual, it's interpretation, it could very well be. Peter Thiel is. What we do know from the text is that he's arrogant, godless, power hungry, demands worship, and commands a global system, period. Now, if you look in modern day system, you have to understand the people writing on the scrolls were writing from their life experience based on what he was seeing, right? John in Isle of Patmos, what he was seeing. So he wouldn't know what an iPad was, right? He wouldn't know what these things were. So he tried to write them in language that he understood. Now, here's where the overlap gets chilling, right? In 2009, Peter Thiel wrote, and I quote, I no longer believe that freedom and democracy are compatible. That's not a YouTube comment. That is from his essay in Cato Unbound. He believes politics is dying. Technology will replace it. And what he's building? Palantir. Palantir is the crown jewel of surveillance AI. Their software runs the U.S. Army's Vantage program, Project Maven for drone targeting, ICE for immigration surveillance, and even the UK's NHS medical data platform. They don't sell it to you and me. They sell it to governments. What are we just talking about? And guess what? Thiel is chairman of the board. He's putting in the wiring into the beast system. Government by algorithm, enforced by data fusion. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Nobody wants to talk about this. They don't want to talk about it because go team. Let's connect the politics. JD Vance. And that's not even his real name if you didn't know. JD Vance is not his real name. Okay. 3 years ago, he was a no-name author. He was nobody. Okay. He was nobody. Where are we at? Inside the powerful Peter Thiel network that anointed JD Vance. Peter Thiel plays kingmaker again as Trump picks JD Vance for Veep. So fast forward. In 3 short years of being in politics, he's the vice president of the United States in 2025. Now, I meant to get the receipt for this, but you can look it up to verify. Elon Musk, remember, he and Peter Thiel co-founded PayPal together. That's how they got rich. Remember, he was making his own party because him and Trump got in the altercation, right? And they were going back and forth about nonsense on X. He has ditched the third party, the American party that he was making. And now he's reportedly positioning to back Vance in 2028. That's the billionaire pipeline. Thiel creates him, Musk amplifies him. Ask yourself, how does an unknown become vice president in 3 years flat? Someone's investing heavily in his rise. Am I right? Nobody wants to talk about it. They want to say, go team. 3D chess, 4D chess, 60D chess. Oh, trust the plan. Oh, man, they're going to have military tribunals. Obama committed treason, we found out. What happened? 2 memes posted by the White House. When are these people going to wake up? I'm serious. I tried to give it a chance. I really did. If you've been watching me for a while, man, I've been saying the whole saying because I couldn't just come out and say it. No one is coming. That's what I meant. I've been saying this for years. No one's coming. Right? Said that same thing was boring. Those kids that were down there on the island wouldn't say that. Oh man, we got to get out the bad guys, but meanwhile bring in 600,000 Chinese. And he doubled down on that today and said you're a moron if you question it. Moron. That's what he said. I don't know if it was that word, but that's what he alluded to. Meanwhile, when we were in Saudi the other week, all of a sudden we got some deals made with some hotels. I tried to trust the plan, guys. I tried. And then we see this getting pumped up right here at go time. I'm sorry, man. If you can't see the writing on the wall, dude, like we said sheep, we said these sort of things in the past. Like it's time to wake up. Now, while all this is going on, you have Peter Thiel, Palantir that's about to take over the world. AI is rapid, son, rapid. It works on itself. It doesn't sleep. It doesn't get tired. It's not a person creating it. It's now working itself. It's becoming more advanced. What took a human 30 years to do, it's doing in 20 minutes. I used to think about it like whenever I see zombie, shows and movies, like zombies don't get tired, dude. But you do. You're running from the zombie, you get tired. They don't get tired. That's how AI is. Things working while you're sleeping. Doesn't need to eat, doesn't need to sleep, doesn't get sick. A lot of people's going to lose jobs. Go to fast food places now, they have AI. Can I take your order, please? Don't even need people to take orders anymore. Now, while this is happening, let's shift to Israel. And the Bible in Numbers 19 describes the red heifer ritual. An unblemished heifer burned, its ashes used for purification so the temple can function. Rabbinic tradition says they've only been 9 in history. Okay? 9 in history. And the 10th would signal the Messianic age. For the first time in nearly 2,000 years, Israel held what they called a practice sacrifice this summer. In 2,000 years, say the heifers were brought from Texas, didn't qualify because they had 2 white hairs. But the point is, it happened. They're running dress rehearsals for the third temple. You think about the timing, ladies and gentlemen. Tech elites in America studying the Antichrist, doing seminars, Israel doing red heifer rituals after 2 millennia. Prophecy and power moving at the same time. Now, you can look at the writing on the wall, say I'm a crazy guy, whatever you want. But here's the big picture. Peter Thiel, billionaire, self-proclaimed Christian, homosexual running Antichrist seminar. Palantir, who signed up DOD, Pentagon, AI surveillance system embedded into governments Worldwide. And that's what it has to do. The beast system has to be worldwide. It just can't be America, guys. It has to be worldwide. The mark of the beast will be worldwide economic system. Then you have CBDCs. I heard Joe Rogan talking about this earlier today. I don't know when he talked about it, but I saw the video where he's very concerned about this CBDC as well, because this is how you lock this in. And he's been going to church, if you didn't know. He's been reading. We have J.D. Vance, that's what he calls himself, hand-selected, hyper-accelerated into vice president with Musk circling him and Peter Thiel in 2028. The red heifer, ancient prophetic marker, resurfacing in Israel. Do you think it's random? Coincidence? Or are we watching the elites choreograph prophecy itself? They can read the same books you and I can. Are they prepping the beast system, the technology that speaks, enforces, and watches everything you buy and sell? Remember how the credit card companies were seeing if you bought Bibles, ARs, MAGA hats. Chat, I want your thoughts. Is this fulfillment or is it manipulation? Is it God's timeline or billionaire play acting prophecy while they seize power? Lean in with grit. Either way, stay awake, stay armed, stay dangerous, because if they are building the beast, you'd better not be the sheep. You'd better be the lion. And like I always say, no one is coming. Now, before I forget to, the ghost packs, we have them in olive. I sent out an email, but in case you're on email, olive and tan. Now, we still have some multicam classic. A lot of people are asking because they wanted more subdued options for, day to day. They didn't want to rock camo. So we have coyote and olive. Just so I give you guys the option. We don't have many because we've already sold most of them. But I just want to give you guys an option for that, as well as the financial warfare program hit today, so you can go grab that up. I made it as affordable as I could. Obviously, it costs money to host the thing, but I wanted to make sure you guys get that and start working through that, because I've been there. I wish somebody would have gave me the playbook. I'm giving you the playbook right now. Before we close, man, hit the comments. Where do you stand on this? Prophecy being fulfilled or prophecy being weaponized? I'm curious. Is it just being weaponized? Right? But anyhow, guys, make sure you like, comment, share the video, support the channel, stay in the fight, guys. Stay frosty, stay strapped, always stay dangerous. Black Scout.